Alright, we're going to look at congruent polygons here. Congruent polygons have the same number of sides. Corresponding angles are equal in length. Corresponding interior angles are equal. So if you have that, so if that's true, if you have same number of sides, corresponding sides equal in length, corresponding interior angles equal, okay, then the polygons are congruent. Remember our symbol. We're going to be writing congruency statements here in a little bit. There's our congruency symbol. A congruent statement is just a statement stating that two polygons are congruent, and it's very important that order of the letters matters. So order matters. Corresponding, I'll abbreviate that, corresponding sides and vertices must match up. So let's look at some examples here of writing congruency statements. We will do it for these this pair of quadrilaterals, and we'll also do it for the triangles. So if I'm going to write it looking at these two, I'm going to say quadrilateral, and then just pick away the green quadrilateral here. I'm just going to pick away to name it the order of letters. So L, M, N, O. If we're writing a congruency statement, we need to use our congruent symbol, and then to quadrilateral. Now you got to pay attention to what matches up. So notice I did L first. Which one corresponds with L over there? And if you look, these have kind of been flipped a little bit. W corresponds, so W has to go first there. And then I said M. Which one corresponds with M? Well, M is kind of that Z there, so Z has to go next. Okay, and then I did N. Which one corresponds with N? Well, that's Y. So Y goes next. And then O corresponds with X, so X has to go next. So there's our congruency statement for those quadrilaterals. Looking at these two triangles, the red triangle and the blue triangle, to state that they are congruent or write a congruency statement, we're going to say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Now, A, as you can see, corresponds with D, so D has to go first. Okay, and then we came down to B. So here we're going to come down to E, and then C corresponds with F. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, obviously if two figures are not congruent, sides don't match up, vertices don't match up, they're not the same size. Okay, let's look at this example down here. We're going to determine which could be congruent to the above parallelogram. Obviously, A is not going to be the right choice. That's a triangle. Doesn't match up with side lengths. If you look at B, B is kind of looks like a trapezoid, but it is a quadrilateral. But if you notice, these two angles are equal. Well, they're adjacent angles in that quadrilateral. Notice our equal angles here are kind of kitty corner from each other. So it's not that one. So it's got to be this one right here. As you can see, you have equal angles and equal angles there. So it would be C. All right, next example. Polygons A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I, J, K, L are congruent. Which side is congruent? Which side is congruent to side CD? So let's locate CD in this first one. That's this side right here. Now, you can't just look at the picture because these are sitting the same direction. You kind of have to look at CD, which are the third and fourth letters in how that polygon was named. So I'm going to go to the third and fourth letters here, which is IJ. So CD is congruent to IJ. Notice that's this side right here. So they've kind of been flipped around. Okay? Corresponding letters match up when you write the congruency statement. And then we have a symbol we're going to use a lot. as we move on here, or not a symbol, but it's called CPCTC, and it stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And if you notice, there's the C, the P, the C, the T, and the C. That's where we call it CPCTC. So, and it says, if two triangles are congruent, all corresponding parts are congruent, which means sides and angles. Okay? One thing to note, we must have congruent polygons first before we actually, and then you can go, once you have congruent polygons, then you can go say angle A is congruent to angle D, and so on. All the corresponding parts are equal.